Morning. I'm going to take a look at equity indices. Start off with the FTSE. As you know, yesterday we were looking at looking for a B leg. We thought you knew this was a bullish drift coming down because the market was rising with momentum neutralizing. And we got a B leg, and most of them sort of hit target areas. FTSE is a little shorter because we set it up to about 80 above neutral at the time. It got to 60 above neutral, so pretty close. Now, the way this usually plays out, the average diff remains short. This is looking like it really wants to turn up, though, which is a bit worrying. And then you get a little B leg on the diff, and then it slams back down for a C leg, and this should still remain short. It's on the brink, but the market currently trading pre-hours is 60 to pre-open is 60.38. Our swing is 44.72. And that's approximately where the momentum line comes in, maybe a couple of ticks higher, 46 or something like that. And as long as we open below 46, we should stay below the momentum line. I mean, I know it's unemployment day today, but usually these will be right regardless of economic numbers. Now, C leg. If we get the C leg, which we should do 95% of the time, we should be looking for a move to at least 50 below neutral is the minimum. Just has to break that to be a C leg. And that also comes in around this channel line we have here at about just 55 or something. That will need to be broken. Let's say it comes in at 50 below, which is 59.46. A break through 59.46 will get us standard stretch area of 58.96 of 100 below, and then 100 and up to 150, 130 below is going to be 58.66 sort of area. So that's what this potential is today. Obviously 58.46, 59.46 area, 50 is going to be a little bit of support with this channel line. All the markets are pretty much like this, so there's no really need to go over everything. I'll just show you the Dow and the S&P. The Dow 2-day momentum line, again, this is still short. Unlike the FTSE, which is already at neutral, this is still coming down, and then you can see the A, B and the C leg already in position. And with the US markets closing below the momentum lines, these usually work. The Europeans do sometimes do things opposite, but once depending on where they open in the mornings, but usually the US, when they close on the day, because they're the last markets to close, if they close below momentum line, it's usually good. So this has got room up to around 90 over neutral, which is 127.57. So 127.60, say, is around where this momentum line comes in. And the C leg on the downside has to get at least 20 below neutral, which is 126.47. And then it's the standard stretch, really, 100 below 125.67. And minus 200 would be 12.467. Now, typical corrective move from here is somewhere around the 12,300 area to 12,400 area. But I'm more inclined to go with just slightly above 12,400, somewhere in the region of 12,450 thereabouts, because the minus 200 here is 12,467. And if we do get a really big sell-off today for whatever reason, I really wouldn't expect it through that. Whether it's going to do it all today or not is another question. But it's got the space to do it. We just have to stick in this if this is going to be. It's longer term. Well, it's not actually. There you go. Let's put this in properly. This longer term line comes in was that? See, I've got these in 25s, so so that's 50 above neutral, which is 12.717. So that may well be another level to watch today. In fact, overnight it hasn't got below 12.720. So it's 12.702.88, which is basically 0323 to 17 area where this longer term line comes in. So 02 to 18, say 02 to 20. This area here, once it starts to crack through that, we should get our bang down for a C leg. S&P. The S&P closed at 53, and again this is below a 2-day momentum line, and that comes in at 10 over neutral, which is 13.55, just slightly in front of yesterday's highs. So I think you can just say slightly through that, because it's actually just a little bit more than that. So it's probably around 56, 57 is the momentum line there on the cash. Again, you see where the target area is. The target area on this one, I would say no more than 1320 on the downside. Typical target area is 1300 to 1320, which is right down here. But if it was going to do it today, 1520 below, take you into there, 25 below would be right down here. I'm not sure it's going to do it in one day though. It may not even do it today. We'll have to wait and see. But typical target area for this one is around the 13, for me, 1320. It's 1300 to 1320, but I would go with a higher level due to the strength of move we've had up here. So any move down is going to be limited, I think, to around here, 1320. Let's look at the DAX quickly. DAX again below a 2-day momentum line. It's pointing down for a C leg. It's still closed short. These tight closes are a bit bothersome. Rather kept reasonably short. Anyway, that swing level is 75.22, which is right where we're trading. And the momentum line is slightly above pre-market, and the actual momentum line is probably another 20 ticks above that, around the 75.40 area. Excuse me, it's a 75.22 to 40, and of course yesterday's high was 38, I believe. Yeah, 38. So that whole area again, that's yesterday's high areas coinciding with momentum lines on those things, and that's break below 74.90, which is 30 ticks below where we are. Will confirm a diff turn down for a C leg. And you've got all this room, got plenty of room to the downside. If anything, we can use that. That line doesn't help at all, so we'll take it out. And that's got a 200 drop, 7282 down here if it wanted to. Expanding momentum lines, so it is possible. Would have shocked the market, put it that way. Anyway, let's just have a last look at something. Let's just have a look at the Nasdaq. Just give us a. That is also, but then again, the Nasdaq can gap up, but it's got plenty of room to gap up to 12.2438 there. Again, in a C leg situation, that remains short. Anyway, I wish you good luck. I mean, that's a general idea. All the same, you can look at all the charts. I'll update them today and in the mid-morning, and we'll see. With unemployment out today, we might do nothing all morning, so it could be quite boring. Let's have a let's see what happens anyway.